Yes, we are back together again. I hope you're feeling good today. I'm not feeling too bad. My left leg is twitching. My toes are itching. And my brain cannot wait to get started. Here we go again. Yes, we are back once more. Back with you, in fact, live from the birthplace of the English language. I don't know why I sound so surprised by that, because I'm actually here doing this right now for you. Here we go then. Yes, it is another English Addict coming to you live from the birthplace of English, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, England. Ooh, wow. I can't believe it. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy today, because I'm not too bad. I can't complain, I suppose. I guess I could. If I really wanted to, I could find something to complain about. I suppose I could complain about the weather. The weather today is really stinky. It's dull, not wet. So I will say that. It isn't raining, so that's good. I suppose that is a good thing. So I'm not going to moan about that, but it doesn't feel like summer. I will be honest with you. The weather here in the UK has gone rather strange, to say the least. It does not feel like August. It feels more like, well, I was saying to Mr. Steve yesterday, it feels more like April, maybe even March. It does not feel like summer, to be honest with you. So here we are again. Yes, we've made it all the way to the middle of another week. It's so good to see you back with me again. It's Wednesday. That's better. Oh, I needed that. So for those who don't know who I am, I will show you again. My name is Duncan. I talk about English. I've been doing this for ever such a long time. Some people say too long. Some people say, Mr. Duncan, do you ever get bored? Do you ever get sick and tired of doing this? And my answer is not really. No, I enjoy doing this. I have to be honest with you. My day is always brighter when I know that I'm going to be here with you. I must be honest with you. I love being here. I love doing my live streams, and I hope I can continue doing this forever and ever and ever. I really do. So I hope I can be with you as many times as possible before my life expires. That's the best I can say, really, when you think about it. So here we are again. Yes, lots of things to talk about. It is our midweek English Addict Extra. For those who can't get enough of the English language, there is some extra English Addict today. By the way, I suppose I should say that next Wednesday I will not be with you live next Wednesday. So there is no English Addict Extra next Wednesday. So I'm going to put that out there now, so you know. There is no English Addict Extra because we have a special guest coming to stay with us next week. And because of that, I will not be doing my English Addict Extra. However, I will be with you next Sunday. So on Sunday, everything is normal. I'm not quite sure what normal is in my world, to be honest. I do not know what it really is, but I will try my best to be normal on Sunday with Mr. Steve. So, yes, I will be with you next Sunday, but I will not be with you next Wednesday. So that is just temporary. It's not permanent. And then, of course, we have September. Oh, my goodness, I can't believe it. So as soon as August disappears, I always feel as if the end of the year comes by quite fast, because I don't know why it is, but as soon as August finishes, it always seems like the rest of the year goes very fast. I don't know why. Maybe it's just an illusion. I don't know. Nice to see so many people here on the live chat. Live chat. Oh, hello to you. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, very interesting. Oh, it would appear that your finger has recovered from all the excitement of last week. Congratulations to Vitas. Guess what? You are first on today's live chat. Well done, Vitas, and I feel as if that deserves a fancy pants. Okay, not too much. We can't have too much excitement. We can't have too much fun today. But I will try my best. Oh, today, by the way, we are talking about a very interesting subject. We are talking all about swearing, using bad language. However, I can promise today there is no swearing, no bad language, but we are going to talk about the subject in general, I suppose. So we won't be going into certain swear words. For those worried, don't worry, you don't have to send your children out of the room. You don't have to cover their ears with your hands. There is no need to do that. But we will be talking about that subject. I suppose one of the things I would like to discuss today is the subject of the frequency or the habit of swearing. Maybe more interestingly, the habit of swearing where you are, where you live. So what about the attitude towards bad language or swearing? What is the attitude towards that where you live, where you are? So that is one of the things we'll be asking later on. Also, what is the difference between bit and bitten? Is there a difference, or are they just the same thing? We will be looking at that a little bit later on as well. Also, we have the mystery idiom, which I think I'm going to show you the mystery idiom now. Would you like to see it now? Well, here it is now. Now, this is today's mystery idiom. And you can see there is an action taking place on the screen. All you have to do is tell me what it is. What is the action that is taking place? It is a well-known phrase in the English language. But what the heck is it? By the way, heck is one of those words you can use as a replacement for a swear word or an offensive word. So there it is, today's mystery idiom on the screen right now. If you think you know what the answer to that is, please let me know, and I will probably give you the answer later on, if I remember. I will try my best not to forget. So there it is, today's mystery idiom. Anything else? Oh, we are going to look at something very unusual. I think this might be the most unusual thing I've ever shown you on my live chat or my live stream or anywhere. So this is a very strange thing. Something in the news. Something to do with the world of science. I don't know about you, but I love science. When I was at school, I was very good at science. I loved all things scientific. I was a big fan of science, and I still am, especially when there are new discoveries or things that we didn't know about before. I'm very interested in the cosmos. I'm very interested in the universe, the things that exist out there, planets such as Jupiter, Mars, Uranus, or Pluto. Although I'm not sure if Pluto is still a planet. Is Pluto a planet? Because I know for a while it wasn't. But I have a feeling maybe it is again. Black holes. I must admit I'm very fascinated by black holes. Although I've never thought of being near one. I would not like to be sucked into a black hole, to be honest with you. It doesn't sound very pleasant. Everything gets stretched and pulled, and you vanish forever into nothingness. So yes, science, things to do with science. I love science very much. On a different topic, would you like to see a picture of the Queen of England picking her nose? Here it is. Good morning, Ma'am. Are you enjoying yourself there with your finger right up your nose? Well, that's made my day. I don't know about you, but my day has now been made because of that. Just that one image. However, we have something even more amazing to look at in a few moments, connected to science. The most amazing discovery, something that scientists have discovered happens if you do a certain thing in a certain way. That coming up a little bit later on. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here today. Hello also to Manjeet, also Rosa, and of course, not forgetting Luis Mendez is here today. Also we have Rosa, Nessar, we have Quinn Pham. Where are you watching at the moment? I have a feeling you might be in Vietnam. I think so. Miori. Hello, Miori. Yes, everyone wanting a little bit of peace in the world. I'm not going to go too deeply into the story, but you know what I'm talking about. Lots of human tragedy taking place as I stand here, and I know it is very difficult. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes you feel very lucky to have the life that you have, and I must be honest, most mornings when I wake up, especially after reading the news on the internet, quite often I do feel very lucky to have the life or the existence that I have, and I never forget that. And these days, a lot of people looking at certain parts of the world where things are going, well, they're going wrong. Also, we have natural disasters as well, causing a lot of chaos for the human race. Hello to Cezanne. Hello also to Sudev or Sukdev. Hello to you. Nice to see you here as well. Where are you watching at the moment? I wonder. I'm not quite sure. Hello, Alessandra. Hello also to Dao Antoine, watching in Vietnam again. Yes, I do have many people watching my English lessons and also my live streams in Vietnam. Thank you very much for joining me today. Also, we have quite a few people watching in Vietnam. I can see quite a few names, and I know that you are watching in Vietnam. So a big hello to you. A big hello to wherever you are in the world. And thank you very much for joining me today. Hello also to Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. By the way, can I say thank you? I'm still receiving messages concerning my birthday last week. Thank you very much. Although I have received around 500 messages concerning my birthday last week. And I'm still receiving messages saying, happy birthday, Mr. Duncan, for your birthday last week. So thanks for your belated birthday greetings. Belated. Something that arrives later, especially after the event has already occurred. So if the event has already happened, you say belated. Belated birthday greetings. Something that is sent after the event has actually happened. Hello also to Alessandra. Yes, lots of unfortunate news, I suppose, is one way of describing it. I would imagine there are many ways of describing it, to be honest. Hello also to Tau Tran, and also Quinn Pham again. Thank you very much. I am getting the feeling that there are lots of people watching in Vietnam today. I really do. So I am fascinated by the subject of science, and I was reading a very interesting article this morning. I'm going to show you something now. I wonder if you can guess what this is. So I'm going to show you this thing on the screen right next to me. And what I want you to do is guess what it is. What does it connect to? What is this thing on your screen right now? Does anyone know what this is? It is something that was in the news this morning. Scientists have done something rather unusual. It might also be controversial as well. Some people are not pleased with this thing next to me. Can you see it? So that is something that has been developed in a laboratory. So this is all connected to science. But what is it? Does anyone know what this is? It is not a lemon. Definitely not. Hello also to... Oh, can I say hello to Anna Kobe? I haven't forgotten you. Don't worry. Hello to you as well. Also, hello to Claudia. Belarusia is here. Nice to see you back as well. Alessandra says, is it a new type of virus? It is not. This is something that has actually been created in a laboratory. And when I tell you, you won't believe me. You'll say, Mr. Duncan, that's not true. You've made it up, but I haven't. It's reality. This is something that has been made in a laboratory. Some people are very excited about it, whilst others are feeling not so excited. And I suppose that is one thing about science. Whenever new discoveries are made, sometimes they can be controversial. They are, I suppose, undoing or dismantling certain preconceptions that humans might have of the world around them. So I think sometimes the reason why people do not like scientific discoveries is because the discoveries are the opposite of what a person believes or what they feel to be right or wrong. So this is something that has been created in a lab. In fact, there are lots of them at the moment. Lots of these things that have been created. I'm going to tell you all about this now because, to be honest with you, I find this rather fascinating, to be honest. Here it is, our little friend. This is called an organoid. An organoid. It is a tiny organ. It is a part of the body that has actually been grown in a laboratory. It's been created in a lab. This is actually a mini brain grown from a single stem cell. I knew I would get that wrong. So a mini brain has been grown in a lab from stem cells. They have spontaneously developed rudimentary eye structures. So not only do you have brain cells developing, but also this particular cell has grown eyes. The scientists in Germany, so these are German scientists carrying out this. On tiny human-derived brain organoids grown in dishes, 2 bilaterally symmetrical optic cups were seen to grow, mirroring the development of eye structures in human embryos. This incredible result will help us better understand the process of eye differentiation and development. I knew I would get that wrong as well as eye disease. So this is something that has been developed in a laboratory. And it is a tiny brain. It is a piece of brain that has grown from some cells. Not only that, but this has also grown eyes. So the eyes, the black dots that you can see, are actually eyes that have developed, although they've called them eye cups. So they are the early stages of the development of eyes, and this has all been grown from a single cell using stem cells. Of course, that is a very controversial subject. But nowadays, as I understand it, I was reading a very interesting article about the way in which cells from adults can now be turned into stem cells. So stem cells are not always used from embryos, which is probably good news for a lot of people who don't like that sort of thing. I must be honest with you, I can't help thinking that this looks very familiar. This looks like someone that we all know. In fact, I have a feeling I recognise that person. Oh, of course. I thought I'd seen that face somewhere before. Okay, enough of that before I get taken off. So a bit of science news. I don't often report on science news, but to be honest with you, I love that story. I think it's amazing. So they've taken some cells, they've grown a small brain, and then that brain has gone on to develop tiny eyes. And this will help people in the future to make discoveries in science. I hope so anyway. Thank you very much for your company today. I hope you're enjoying today's live stream. If you're not, don't worry. It's all right. There might be something for you to enjoy later on. If you like this, don't forget to give me a big like as well. As we come up towards 2:30 already, half an hour is already gone. I can't believe it. Here is today's mystery idiom again, in case you missed it. The mystery idiom is here again. I hope you are feeling lucky. Well, are you? Are you feeling lucky? I hope so. We are talking about swearing later on, or how not to swear. So a lot of people, instead of saying rude words, instead of saying bad words, they will use other words instead. So instead of the really horrible words, and you know what they are, I know what they are, we all know what they are. We can also use other words as well. Rosa has asked, Mr. Duncan, has Has Steve's mother already arrived? Not yet. No, not yet. In fact, after today's live stream has finished, I have to make some preparations. I've been very busy this week doing some painting and some decorating, the ceilings and the walls in certain parts of the house. So I have been a very busy bee this week. We are talking about swearing and bad language, but I can promise you there will be no naughty words in today's live stream, so don't worry too much about that. We'll take a break and then we will be back with some questions and hopefully some answers as well from you. Here we go. This is an excerpt from one of my full English lessons, and then after this we are back live with lots and lots of chit chat. Oh, hello there. Here we are again with another full English lesson, coming to you from the birthplace of all these people. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of people. And of course, this is also the place where the English language was created. That is, of course, England. So many words, so many phrases. And I hear you ask, where is the best place to learn all of those words and phrases? Right here on my YouTube channel is my reply. So stand by, because another full English lesson is going to start right now. I often receive questions and comments from my students concerning the process of learning English, for which I'm always happy to receive and, where possible, answer. One such question concerns the action of repeating things during the learning process. A common criticism is the tediousness of repetition. The hard fact is that repeating things is a large part of learning anything, whatever it happens to be. The action of repeating something is there. A baby must learn to walk by trying the same action again and again. A learner driver must undergo many training hours before getting it right. This also involves a great deal of repetition. So what about English? Is it really necessary to keep repeating words and phrases over and over? The answer to that question is yes. The most obvious benefit of repeating things comes when you want to get a new word or phrase to stay in here. Repeating things again and again will literally create new stored information in your brain. Yes, it might seem boring, and yes, it will take time to accomplish, but in the long run you will learn to appreciate the power of repetition. Whilst we are on the subject of repeating things, it is also worth mentioning that you need to get into the habit of learning new words and phrases every day. Don't shy away from absorbing new information. The secret is not to push yourself too far. A little learned every day will lead to a lot gained each month. As I always say, the important rules of learning English rely on the most basic actions. Read, listen, repeat, learn. There it is again, that magic word. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Here is something I haven't talked about for a very long time. The subject of opposite words is both fascinating and quite often confusing. A good example is the opposite of bend. As a verb, the opposite word is in fact straighten. Then there is the action of clearing a misunderstanding, which is also straighten. You can straighten something out with another person. A conversation that allows those involved to better understand each other's feelings is to straighten things out. We need to talk about what happened last night and straighten things out. To distort or twist an event to make it seem different is to bend the truth. You can bend the rules, which means to do something illegal but not serious that goes against a law or set of instructions. You are not supposed to be in here, but I'm willing to bend the rules this time. As adjectives, bent and straight refer to being either good or bad. A bent person is one involved in criminal activity. A straight person is law-abiding and a good citizen. An object that has been distorted out of shape has been bent. The action of doing this is bend. A car accident can be described as a fender bender. This expresses the condition of a car after it has been damaged. Then, as I said at the start of this subject, we have the opposite of bend, which is straighten. To make something level or without distortion is to straighten. Are you still confused? I hope that I have been able to straighten out the confusion here, so you won't be bent double trying to understand it, as I always try my best to be straight with you. Well, it looks as if we have come to the end of another full English lesson, but wait there. Apparently, we still have a few moments left, so to fill that time, here is a short poem. Isn't it strange the way people change from day to day? Isn't it queer whenever you hear the silly things people say? Isn't it sad when you hear something bad, it makes you want to cry? But despite what you hear, one thing is quite clear, to keep you from going mad. Say to yourself, I am what I am, whatever they say or do. My life is mine, and whatever they say, I won't give a damn. Okay, that is definitely all we have time for today. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and activate the notifications bell so you won't miss another one of my English lessons, be they live or recorded. There it was, one of my many English lessons that you can find on my YouTube channel, and there are lots and lots on there. Also below this video you can see all of my playlists listed right underneath my face. We are back. It is Wednesday. It's the 18th of August and we are approaching the end of this month. I suppose a few days from now, 2 weeks, around 2 weeks, and then September is here. I don't know about you. Maybe we all have this feeling where when a certain month arrives, it always feels as if the year is almost over. So for me, the end of September or the beginning of September and the month of September always feels like the year already is coming to an end. And of course, you know what happens at the end of September. People start talking about Christmas. It will happen soon, and I think a lot of people this year will be hoping that their Christmas will be a little better than last year. I think so. I have a feeling a lot of people are hoping that this Christmas will be slightly more pleasant than last year. I think so. And I would agree with that. as well, to be honest. Here we go then. Oh, hello to Quinn Pham again. I have a feeling you are very excited to be here. Well, guess what? So am I. I'm also very excited to be here as well. We are looking at the art of not swearing a little bit later on. But I suppose one question I could ask, is it common to hear people swear in your country? Do you ever swear or use bad language? So what about you from your own point of view? What do you do? Do you swear? Do you ever use bad language? Maybe in a moment of anger, which is when most people do it. I will be honest with you. We all swear. We all use bad language sometimes. Maybe nothing too serious, but there are certain words in the English language, and I think in your language as well, which you must never say out loud, even though you are thinking it in your mind. You must never say it at all. Hello to Dave Noog. Hello, Dave. Nice to see you here today. Where are you watching at the moment? Very interested to find out. I think maybe you are... Oh, I think maybe you are in France. A big bonjour to you. So what about swearing? Is it common to hear people swear in your country? I think, if I was honest, you don't normally hear people swear, or you don't normally hear them swearing or using bad language in public. But I think it does happen from time to time, especially if you go to certain places or certain areas. You might hear more bad language being used. For example, I might get into trouble for saying this, but for example, you might go to a building site where there are lots of builders building. And sometimes when they are having their conversations, they might get a little bit too excited by the things that they are talking about, and they might occasionally swear. They might occasionally say something that other people might find offensive. So what about you? Do you ever swear or use bad language? I will confess, I will hold up my hand, and I will say, yes, sometimes I do swear. I will tell you someone who really did like swearing. My mother, many years ago when she was raising us. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine having me as a child? I think anyone who had the job of bringing me up would have to have a lot of patience, and quite often I think maybe you would end up swearing, using bad language, maybe losing your temper sometimes. Hello, Mary Furr. Hello, Mary. Mary is watching at the moment in Canada. Can I say a very good day to you in Canada? Nice to see you here. I have noticed over the past 2 or 3 months that we do have a lot of people from different countries that you might not actually imagine watching. So it might be surprising to find that there are people watching in Canada. But of course, there are many people studying English all around the world. So just because a place or a country is apparently in the West or Western and may have English as one of its main languages, it doesn't mean that there are not people learning it. Mosen makes a very interesting point. Young teenagers will often use bad words or swear in a negative way. I think it is common. I remember many years ago being punished by my mother for using a very naughty word. The problem was I didn't realize that it was a bad word. So this is something that kids can do sometimes. They might hear a swear word or a bad word being used, and so they will use it themselves. They will copy what they've heard, not realizing that the word is actually a bad word. So yes, it can happen sometimes. I think it is possible to swear by accident. We used to have a very famous MP. He was actually the Secretary of State for Health here in the UK, and his name is Jeremy Hunt. Jeremy Hunt. But apparently sometimes when people were discussing this particular man, they would mispronounce his name. It would come out as something else, something incredibly rude. That's all I'm saying. Please don't write it down on the live chat. But yes, that is a good example. Jeremy Hunt. I won't tell you what the mistake was because I would be taken straight off here. I would be. So is it common to hear swearing in your country? I would say that people do swear. Another situation where people might swear is if they have been drinking. Quite often people will lose their inhibitions. So they will be less shy. They will be more open. And quite often, when a person has been drinking, you might find also that they start swearing as well. Palmyra. This is very funny. Palmyra says, I often swear at my cat. I think that's all right. But the only problem is your cat might learn some swear words and start using them back at you. Oh, you see, you have to be very careful. When you are swearing around animals or humans, you have to be very careful. Oh, fortunately, the cat does not understand. How do you know? That cat might be learning swear words, and you are encouraging it. Terrible. I can't believe it. Swear. Now, one of the places where you hear swearing quite often is on television. Here in the UK, quite often if you watch TV after 9 o'clock at night, quite often you will hear bad language being used. You will hear people swearing. You will hear people cursing. That is another way of saying swear. So a person might curse as well. To curse is to swear, is to say things that are rude, maybe in anger, or maybe at another person. So let's quickly look at swearing and bad language. Well, when we talk about the definition and how to describe it, as an aggressive act, to swear is to curse. So a curse is a bad thing that you are saying to another person. You curse them. You say something that might be hurtful towards them. You insult them. You swear at them. So swearing or cursing at another person is always seen as an aggressive act. So when a person is swearing, we know that they are upset or perhaps extremely angry about something. A bad word or swear word is an expletive. An offensive exclamation is swear. So a bad word or a swear word can be described as an expletive. A person uses expletives. They are all rude words or swear words. An offensive exclamation is swear. So you are saying something out loud that is offensive. Definitely. Generally speaking, swearing is frowned upon in formal situations or in public places. However, its use has become more acceptable on TV and in movies. And this is what I mentioned a few moments ago. If you turn on your television here in the UK after 9 o'clock at night, you will often hear bad language being used, and of course movies as well. You will quite often hear certain words used, some of them very frequently. I think so. So it is possible to hear swearing being used or done. When learning a new language, it is common for those studying it to find the rude or naughty words. And this is true. When I went to China to work, I did find out what the rude words were in China. So I made sure I learnt most of the swear words, even though I did not learn all of them. So some of my students that I was teaching also helped me to learn the bad words in Chinese. Vittoria says comic actors or comedians will often use bad words or swear during their act. Yes, it is common nowadays to hear people who are telling jokes, maybe. You might hear them swear, you might hear them curse, you might hear them using bad language. And sometimes swearing can be funny. And I would say that I feel the same way. So sometimes a person who swears, especially if they are telling a joke or they are trying to make a point about something, it might actually be quite funny. What do you think? Do you think it is possible to have humour without any swearing? We have many comedians, many comedy acts that use bad language, and they use it a lot. Some more than others. Mosen says quite often on the internet, and I suppose the internet is a good example of that. Yes, the internet, that's a good one. Quite often on the internet you might find people typing, writing, swearing. And I suppose I should also mention here on YouTube as well. I should mention that here on YouTube people do swear a lot, even though over the years YouTube has made many changes. So for example, if your video contains a lot of swear words, you might find that your video will not have any advertisements, or maybe it will be blocked or censored in a certain way. Maybe your audience will not be able to see the video. Maybe YouTube will hide the video because there are lots of swear words. Although nowadays, to be honest with you, nowadays you will find also that there are many people on YouTube who do swear and do use bad language, but they are also accepted by the people on YouTube. So it does happen. I think so. Palmyra gives us... oh, yes, that's a very good example, by the way, Palmyra. Nuts. Nuts. Is nuts swearing? Well, it can be. But to be honest with you, saying nuts is not really offensive. So I think you can get away with that. And there are certain ways of swearing without actually causing offence. So you can use words that sound like other words, swear words, but they are not offensive. So yes, it can happen. You can have words that appear offensive, but they are not. Television. Yes, you are right. There are people who are quite angry about the amount of swearing on TV. But it is true. Here in the UK, television, I would say that after 9 o'clock at night, anything goes. Anything. You can virtually have anything said and almost anything done on television here in the UK. You might not believe the things that we sometimes show and the things we sometimes say on television here in the UK. You might be very shocked, in fact. Beatrice says, honestly, I have never liked humour with bad words. It does not make me laugh. I find it funny in certain situations. So I think swearing can be funny. But those who use it, those who use bad language, are quite skilled at delivering the jokes. So they do it in a very special way. Maybe their style, their delivery of the jokes is very special. I think the teacher can speak some Chinese, so I decided to write some Chinese on the screen. Oh, I see. I didn't see that. Wait there. Can I just find it? Maybe I can find it. Let's see, shall we? Oh, yes. I see it now. You can speak Chinese. Yes. Just a little. Idian dian. That is what you say in Chinese if you only speak a little bit of the language. Idian dian. A little. My Chinese is not good. But when I was living in China, I had to learn survival Chinese, you see. And as I said earlier, I also learned some of the naughty words that exist in Chinese as well. Christina says, I never swear. Are you sure? Never? Never ever? You never ever swear? Okay then, Christina, I believe you. I believe you. So if I hear any swear words, I will feel uncomfortable. Thank you very much for that. Very interesting. We will be taking a break in a few moments. So don't forget to stay with me. Quite often when a person swears, by the way, you might find that they use a certain thing to pay for their swearing. A swear jar. Oh, look, there it is. A swear jar is a jar that you keep. And every time you say a bad word, every time you swear, you have to put some money in the swear jar. You have to put some money. So quite often a person who swears a lot, a person who often uses bad language, might also have a swear jar nearby. And there you can see on the screen now, there is a swear jar used for when people swear. And then they have to put some money inside there. And if you swear a lot, and if the people around you often swear, you might find that you will collect quite a lot of money very quickly. I think so. Alessandra says, I sometimes say bad words when I get angry. I think so. 2 reasons why a person might swear: anger or pain. I think pain is another one, is a good one. So if a person is feeling pain or discomfort, you might find that they swear. Perhaps you are knocking a nail into a piece of wood, but instead of hitting the nail, you hit your finger. The pain is awful. The pain is bad. You feel very uncomfortable. And of course, also you might also feel shock as well. So you might suddenly shout. You might swear because you are now feeling pain. You are now feeling extreme pain. I hope today's live stream is not too painful. Don't forget I am back with you on Sunday as well. So not only today, but also next Sunday. However, I will not be with you next Wednesday because Mr. Steve's mother is coming to see me. She's coming to stay with myself and also Steve. So we will be taking care of Mr. Steve's mother next week. And that is the reason why I will not be with you next week. I want to get your swear jar. Well, at the moment, my swear jar is empty. And the reason is because I'm trying not to swear, especially because Mr. Steve's mother is coming to stay. And that is one thing I can safely say about Steve's mother. I have never heard Steve's mother swear, ever. It's true. She might say, I do it because, or I don't do it because I'm a Christian. I'm a God-fearing person. So Steve's mother never swears. I've never heard her swear ever. Not once in all the time I've known her. And I've known her for 32 years, which is a long time when you think about it. So swearing is something that can cause offence. It can cause hurt. Maybe you use bad language to another person. It might make them feel very uncomfortable. Indeed, it might. We will continue this subject. I'm going to have a drink of water to soothe my throat. And whilst I am doing that, we will take a break. It's 3:00. It's time for those flags of the world. And there they were, those flags of the world. I hope you enjoyed them. Did you see your flag? I hope so. Mr. Duncan, I hope you're not going to use any swear words today. You might offend someone. You will get into trouble. I think so. Don't worry, there will be no swear words today, nothing naughty. However, I will be using words that can be used instead of swear words. I like to call it the art of swearing. So a little bit later we will be looking at some words that we can use instead of swearing. So not actual swear words, but words that can be used instead. Here's an interesting point. I like to talk about certain words in the English language, and here are two words that are used in certain ways, and quite often they can cause a certain amount of confusion for those who are studying the English language. Mr. Duncan, is it bit or bitten? When do we use bit and when do we use bitten? I think those are very good questions and a very good question indeed. So I thought we would have a quick look at the uses of bit and bitten. When do you use those words? Well, first of all, we will look at the word bite, which is the present tense of the action. To hold on to something with the teeth, or to take a chunk out of something with the teeth. You bite something, you take a bite. So we have our other words. The word bit is the past tense of bite, while the word bitten is the past participle of bite. So there is the main difference between those two words. So when you are using the word bit, you are using the past tense of bite, while the word bitten is the past participle. So there is the difference. One thing bit another thing. A dog bit my finger. One thing was bitten by another thing. I've just been bitten by a dog. I have never been bitten by a dog until now. My finger was bitten by a dog. So you can see that is the past participle. The thing is happening from one person or one thing to another. It is possible to use bit as a past participle, but in formal English, bitten is more acceptable. So it is possible to use bit as a past participle as well, but not often. And here is an example. Yet another business has bit the dust. Yet another business has bit the dust. And in this sense, we are saying that the business has ceased to exist. It no longer exists. It no longer trades. So if something bites the dust, if something bites the dust, we can say that it has bit the dust. It has ceased to exist. It does not exist anymore. Something damaged by a bite has been bitten. I left the kennel with a bitten finger. So clearly, that person has been bitten on the finger by a dog. They have been bit. So the past tense is after the event, while the past participle is the action and the things involved in it, in that moment. And so it's fair to say that those are the two differences, the main differences. Of course, there are phrases using bitten as well. Once bitten, twice shy. Have you ever heard of that expression? Once bitten, twice shy. If someone does something that causes them damage or harm, quite often they will not do it again. They will not do that thing again. It means you avoid making the same mistake twice. Once bitten, twice shy. I will not make the same mistake again. Also, another phrase, to have bitten off more than one could chew. If you bite off more than you can chew, it means you take more than you can handle. You have more things to do than you can actually achieve. You overstretch yourself. You try to do too much. You bite off more than you can chew. In the past participle, to have bitten off more than one could chew. So there is a slight difference there. In the present tense, you can bite off more than you can chew. So that is what we say when we are saying it right now. You bite off more than you can chew. That is the mistake some people make when they start a new job. Maybe they are trying to do too much. Maybe they are trying to please the boss. Maybe you bite off more than you can chew. You try to do more than you actually can. So I hope that is helpful for using the word bit and bitten. One is the past tense and the other is the past participle. I hope that was helpful. Alessandra says, oh, there is a famous song called Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. Yes, you are right. Let's go. Belarusia says, a barking dog will seldom bite. Is that an expression? Because I like that one. If it is an expression, I like that. I might steal that from you. I love that very much. So when we talk about bad language and swearing, returning to our main topic today, there are ways of swearing without actually swearing. And I like to call it the art of not swearing. It is possible to swear without actually using bad words. And I'm going to show you some examples before we finish today. Here are some examples of swearing without actually saying bad words. Example number 1, and this is a common one. You will hear people say this. They want to say something else, but instead they say, oh, sugar. Oh, sugar. I'm sure you know what that particular word is replacing. Don't say it. Please don't say it. Oh, sugar. So maybe you drop something on the floor. Maybe you hurt yourself. Maybe you feel angry about something. Oh, sugar. Oh, sugar. I've left my keys at home. Oh, sugar. Hello, Adi. When someone makes me mad or annoys me, I usually say, pick a window. You're leaving. It means go away, or you know what, off. Pick a window. You're leaving. That's good. I like that one. So pick a window because you're leaving. That means maybe they are going to jump out the window, or you are going to push them out of the window. You are going to tell them to go away. So I like that one. That's a good one. Thank you, Adi, for bringing that one to my attention. Here's another one. And this is almost the same word that Adi was going to mention. Oh, fudge. Oh, fudge. So I'm sure you know which swear word that is actually replacing. So you can say this instead of the rude word. And no one will care. No one will care if you say, Oh, fudge. I've left my car keys in the house, and now I'm stuck in the car and I can't get out. Oh, fudge. Mosen. Oh, yes. Mosen says, what about son of a gun? Son of a gun. Yes, that's another one. And of course, that is replacing a rather offensive swear word. I won't say what it is, but son of a gun is another one, quite often used as a moment of anger. If you are expressing anger or pain or surprise, you might say, son of a gun. Son of a gun. Very similar is, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Quite often used in American English. So you might hear this used quite often in American English. Oh, shoot. So you are still using an aggressive word. However, the word you are using is not offensive. So this will not actually offend anyone if you say, oh, shoot. I've left my car keys in the house, and now I'm trapped in the car. I can't get out. Oh, shoot. Please, Mr. Duncan, don't tell me. Don't tell Mr. Steve, but you are the one who pronounces my name the right way. Oh, I see. Ah, I always thought it was me. Yes, I always thought so. Thank you, Adi, for your comments today. I like that. I will keep it a secret, by the way, in case you are wondering. Sometimes Mr. Steve does swear. So for those who think that Steve never swears, I can tell you the opposite. Steve definitely does swear. Sometimes when he's really angry, although it doesn't happen very often. I think his mother has brought him up very well. She has taught him not to swear. But sometimes Steve does swear. He says naughty words. And to be honest with you, it's rather funny. So whenever Mr. Steve swears or uses bad language, I always start laughing because I don't know why. It always sounds funny. When swear words are coming out of Mr. Steve's mouth, it always sounds strange. I don't know why. It always does sound very unusual. Here's another one. This is one that we use quite often in British English. So you might hear this used if you come here to England. Ruddy hell. Ruddy hell. So some people might say, Mr. Duncan, but hell is also a swear word. Well, it might be to some people, but I don't think the word hell is such a bad word. However, this word is replacing another word, a word that some people do feel is swearing, even though I think people use it all the time. Even on TV during the day, you might hear someone say it. So instead of that word, they say ruddy. Ruddy hell. Ruddy hell. Oh, ruddy hell. I've left my car keys in the house and now I'm stuck in the car. I can't get out. My car keys are in the house. My car has locked me in. I'm trapped. Ruddy hell. And Anjana, hello Anjana Silver, asks, can we use oh blimey? Yes. Oh blimey. You can use oh blimey, definitely. Because it is actually, originally, it was God blind me. So originally that particular phrase was God blind me. But of course, a lot of people believe in the past that that was not a good thing to say. So instead of God blind me, it said, oh, blimey. It's true. So that's how we get that particular phrase. It is a nice way of saying, God blind me. Oh, God, core blimey. Core blimey. So you will hear that quite often used in British English. Oh, core blimey, core blimey. Here's another one. This is one that I use sometimes. Perhaps you've never heard of it before, but I'm going to show it to you. Oh, butter it. Maybe you've made a mistake. Maybe you've been doing something that has taken a very long time to actually prepare or do, and then suddenly it all goes wrong. You make a mistake. Maybe there is a disaster. Something goes wrong. And you might say, oh, butter it. Butter it. It's gone wrong. Oh, butter it. Here's another one. This is another one that I say sometimes when I'm angry. Oh, cheese and crackers. Oh, I've left my car keys in the house and I'm trapped in the car. I can't get out. I'm locked in the car. Oh, cheese and crackers. I'm stuck here. What am I going to do? I'm locked in the car. Oh, cheese and crackers. Oh, another one is holy cow. Thank you, Mosen. Yes, holy cow. Holy cow. That is quite often used in American English. You quite often hear that particular expression used in American English. Oh, hello to Pedro Belmont is here today. Hello, Pedro. Nice to see you back. You are here for the final 5 minutes of today's live stream. Nice to see you. We have the answer to the mystery idiom coming up in a few moments. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Here's another one. Now this is a very old-fashioned swear word, but it is not actually swearing. But people sometimes say it when they want to use bad language. Oh, fiddlesticks. Oh, fiddlesticks. You want to say something else, something far worse than that. But instead, you decide to say, oh, fiddlesticks. Oh, no, I've left my car keys in the house, and now I'm stuck in the car. I'm trapped. Oh, fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks. There's not much else you can say to that one. Here's another one. Oh, darn it. Oh, darn it. Darn. Now this is a polite way of saying damn. Damn. So instead of saying damn, you say darn. It is not so offensive. Oh, darn it. And once again, you might hear this used quite often in American English. Quite often. Salsabil. Hello, Salsabil. Hello. Is saying to someone dummy, funny, offensive? Is calling someone dummy? I think it can be a little offensive, but not so much. Maybe a person, if you are calling them stupid, maybe they've made a stupid mistake or a silly mistake. You might refer to them as a dummy. Oh, you dummy. How could you do that? How could you leave your car keys in the house and trap yourself in your own car? What a dummy. You are such a dummy. So it can be funny, but also it can be offensive. I suppose it depends how you use it and to whom you are using it. So the word dummy can be used as an insult towards another person, maybe a person who has done something stupid or something silly. So I think so. Sergio says, it seems Mr. Duncan is getting a bit stupid with time. We'll see. How could one conceive an idea of the art of not doing something? Well, you can. You can. Avoiding something, you see? So sometimes avoiding things can be as much of a skill as anything else. So you might say that swearing is easy. Swearing is something that comes naturally for some people. So I would say that the art of not swearing is more difficult than actually just using bad language. So avoiding bad language is an art. I think so. Now Tomek is picking on me. What's going on here? Mr. Duncan, this is so outdated for boomers. Get with the times. If anyone uses those words or expressions in English-speaking countries, we will be laughed off. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think you will find that a lot of those can be used, especially if you want to avoid using swear words. I suppose boomers never swear. I would imagine boomers will never swear, never say bad words, ever. But for the older generation, you see, we might swear. We might try to avoid swearing sometimes if we are in polite company, like next week. You see, next week, Mr. Steve's mother is coming here to stay, so I have to be careful not to swear in front of her, because she will get very offended and upset if I swear in front of Mr. Steve's mother. So I must try not to do that. Pedro says, Mr. Duncan, you should teach us bad language, but why not? Can I just tell you something? Underneath this video, underneath in the description, there is actually a link to my lesson where I talk all about swearing. And I do talk about actual swearing. Real swearing is what I talk about. So yes, you can find on my YouTube channel, there is a link underneath this video. Down below in the description, there is a lesson that I recorded all about swearing, the use of swear words. So I have. Yes. That's almost it. It's almost time to go. I can't believe it. Oh, flipping heck. Have you ever heard of this expression? Oh, flipping heck. Oh, flipping heck. Flipping heck is a way of swearing without swearing, quite often used by young people. So you might hear young people say flipping heck. Oh, flipping heck. Oh, I've got English class in a few minutes with Mr. Duncan. Oh, flipping heck. I don't want to go. I might pretend to be sick. I might try to avoid his class. Oh, flipping heck. I can't believe it. Mr. Duncan, I love it when you say, oh my goodness. It's so tender. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't worry. Don't worry about the criticism. I'm used to it. I've been doing this for 15 years I am used to the criticism. You can't come on YouTube without thinking about the possibility of being criticised quite a lot. Here's another one. Beggar. Beggar. Why don't you beggar off? You stupid beggar. So again, we are using another word to replace a word that might be seen as swearing. You might tell someone to beggar off. Beggar off. You stupid beggar. Well, guess what? It's actually time for me to beggar off. It's time for me to skedaddle and leave. Just before I go, I will give you the answer to today's mystery idiom. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Here we go. The mystery idiom. All you have to do is say what you see. And here comes the answer. Are you ready? Here it is. Oh, Mr. Duncan, we see now. We can see what you've done there. Carry the can. Today's mystery idiom is carry the can. And the meaning is to take the blame or punishment for a mistake or wrongdoing. You carry the burden of responsibility on behalf of others. You carry the can. And there it was. Today's mystery idiom has been answered, it's been done, and it's been dusted as well. Which means we've come to the end, basically. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Yes, every Wednesday you can catch me here, except next Wednesday. Next Wednesday I won't be here because Mr. Steve's mother is coming here to stay and we will be entertaining her. We haven't seen her here for nearly 2 years. Can you believe it? Because of all of the... You know what I'm talking about. So we haven't actually had Mr. Steve's mother stay here for nearly 2 years. So I'm looking forward to taking care of Mr. Steve's mother when she comes to stay with us next week. But there will not be any next week. There will not be any Wednesday live stream next week. However, don't worry, I will be with you on Sunday, this Sunday, as normal. Everything is normal on Sunday. You will have me and Mr. Steve together on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. So we will be here together on Sunday as usual. And I hope to see you here as well. It's time to go. It's time to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. And I hope you've enjoyed everything that's happened within this video as well. You can watch this again later, and yes, there will be captions. I will be putting captions on the screen later on, so you can watch this again, and yes, there will be captions later. I will see you on Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed everything today, all of the sights and sounds. Catch you on Sunday. See you soon. Thank you very much for all of your lovely greetings, and thank you once again for your lovely birthday messages after my birthday last Thursday. It was very kind of you to do so. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. See you on Sunday. Don't forget, I am back here with you from 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, until the next time we meet right here on YouTube, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now. And remember, no swearing.